Are you ready to root against an old enemy who could now ruin your team's plans? Marshawn, one of the most hated players by Maple Leafs fans, now wears the Panthers jersey, and guess who he faces right at the end of the season? Yes, the Toronto Maple Leafs themselves, in a clash that could decide the future of the Atlantic Division. At the top of the standings with 94 points, the Leafs can barely breathe with the Tampa Bay Lightning right behind and the Panthers close as well. And guess who could be the game changer in this tight contest? Him, Marshawn. The veteran, hated by many and loved by few, arrives in Florida hungry for chaos, and he's already made his presence felt. A crucial assist in his debut, showing he's here to stir things up. But are the Leafs ready to face this ghost from the past, now dressed as a Panther? Brandon Carlo, who shared a locker room with Marshawn in Boston and now plays for the Leafs, knows what he's capable of. He said he'll smile at the first face-off, but after that, the mental war begins. And no one, absolutely no one, dominates the psychological game like Marshawn. On the Leafs side, the alert level is high. Head coach Craig Berube has already warned, falling for provocations will be fatal. Especially with names like Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk on the other side, specialists in lighting a fire under opponents. The stage for this showdown is set at Scotiabank Arena, packed and pulsing with the hope of a must-win. But will the crowd's roar be enough to silence Marshawn and his new crew? This clash is not just another regular season game. It has a playoff vibe, the intensity of a final, and strategic importance. Every detail counts, every mistake can cost the lead. And as the regular season nears its end, a new drama begins to unfold behind the scenes. The future of Mitch Marner. With his contract expiring and a possible demand for a raise to something between $13 and $14 million per year, the Leafs management faces a crucial choice. Keep their star at all costs or free up cap space and seek reinforcements in other areas. Marner has been an essential piece in the team's offensive machinery, but his no-trade clause complicates decisions even more. GM Brad Treliving has already made it clear he's a fan of the player, but the numbers have to work. And all this also affects the future of John Tavares and even Steven Lawrence, who could end up being sacrificed on Toronto's financial chessboard. Would Marner accept a more accessible renewal to keep the group together? Or is he ready to pursue the biggest contract of his career? And if he leaves, can Toronto compete with the big names in free agency? Or will they prefer to build a more balanced and deeper roster? While the ice boils with the duel against the Panthers, the franchise's offices are even hotter with decisions that will shape the team's future. And now I want to know, what would you do if you were in the Leafs front office? Would you keep Marner at all costs or bet on a rebuild? Comment below. And if you like this content, leave a like and subscribe to the Leafs News Fan Report channel. Here you follow every step of our franchise with hot news, sharp analysis, and much more. Don't miss a single moment. Turn on notifications and join us on the road to the playoffs. But it doesn't stop there. If the Leafs management fails to reach an agreement with Marner, what comes next? Time is running out, and with free agency opening soon, the scenario could change drastically at any moment. Many insiders believe that if the team wants to maintain competitiveness and depth, they might end up giving up their star, something unthinkable for much of the fanbase. And this decision directly affects John Tavares, who is also in the final year of his contract. With 33 goals and 67 points in 65 games, he still shows he has gas in the tank. But if Marner stays and takes a huge slice of the cap, Tavares will likely have to accept a much more modest salary, which can be difficult for a veteran with such market value. Would he accept that cut to stay in the project? Or will he look for a new home where he can be more financially appreciated? These are questions that only time and the front office's decisions can answer. And in the midst of this turmoil, Steven Lawrence appears as a smaller piece, but one that could be directly affected. With a contract of just $775,000 for 1 year modest production, he perfectly represents the Leafs' dilemma. Keep cheap support players to hold on to the stars, or let go of important names to build a more complete roster. If Toronto decides to bet on targeted reinforcements and open up salary cap space, players like Lawrence could be sacrificed, even if they are useful rotation pieces. The Leafs' offseason promises to be one of the most intense in recent years. And everything revolves around one decision. Does Marner stay or go? Depending on that choice, the team's structure could change completely, on and off the ice. And here's a rarely discussed but very important point. Marner could indeed accept a contract extension for less than the market offers. Yes, it's rare, but not impossible. especially if the player is committed to the long-term project and wants to continue fighting for a Stanley Cup in the blue and white jersey. But would he give up millions for that dream? This is the kind of dilemma that separates great franchises from those merely trying to survive. The management needs to be strategic, the fans patient, and the players loyal to the project. Because only then can the Toronto Maple Leafs finally break the drought and become what everyone expects, a true NHL champion. Now tell me, do you think Marner should accept a more cap-friendly contract? Or is it time for Toronto to look ahead and rebuild the roster with depth and balance? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you want to follow every decision, every rumor, every move involving the Leafs in this final stretch in the upcoming offseason, subscribe now to Leafs News Fan Report. Turn on the bell and join our community of passionate fans. You won't miss a thing. This is Toronto. This is Leafs News Fan Report.